about topics of interest to you, just feel free to ask. Hema, you sent a message. Getting up early in the morning is difficult to you. No, it is not at all difficult. You program your mind. You program your mind, that's all. Before going to bed, I must get up. I must get up. I must get up and do my chanting in Brahma Muhurtam. I must get up, do my japam in Brahma Muhurtam. Which is more important to me? That's all. You prioritize. Say, for example, take yourself, Hema. Suppose you're a very responsible person. Very responsible person. The minute you get your paycheck, what do? You give priorities. Oh, number one priority. I must pay the mortgage. I must pay at least $5,000. Oh my God, lot of amount for the mortgage. So first priority, mortgage. Next priority, my car payment is due because I need a car. Next priority, my health insurance is due. I must pay that. Next one, I should pay my electricity bill. I must pay my water bill. Good. Then I must get groceries. Without food, I cannot live. So when all the priorities are met, then you will say how much money is left. Oh, only $200 is left. That means in this month, only one time we'll go for the movies. So you prioritize. Suppose there is another person who is careless. Say, take an example. Suppose Vasudha. Vasudha is also employed, also makes money, but she's a careless girl. So what will she do? She will not prioritize. Oh, salary check came. Good. Let's go to movies. Let's go to eat out. Let's enjoy. And she will spend 50% of her income on her luxuries. Then when the 10th of the month came and it's time to pay the mortgage, car payment, health insurance payment, water bill, electricity bill, groceries bill, she is literally struggling, scrambling. Where to cut the corners, how to make the payments. Well, if you are responsible, you prioritize. My payments are very, very important. I must pay them. Then only anything luxury, eating outside or movies or something. Same thing, Hema. You prioritize. What is more important to me? My beloved Lord Krishna is more important to me. The best of the best things I can aspire in life, salvation. For that, I must follow Krishna's instruction. Rest of them, yes, I need some sleep. Good, then why not I go to bed early last night itself? Same thing, if I can get up, yes, you can get up.
I will try, Acharyaji. Tomorrow I will try again, Acharyaji.
In the limited number of hours you have, you prioritize which is your topmost priority, next priority. That's all. Go ahead, Mala. Questions, Mala. Mala, you are supposed to be coordinating with all the kids, English classes. What happened, Mala? How is your daughter?
I spoke to Sadashivji, and what we had decided is we will come up with the 100 important verses, and I also provided a plan to Sadashivji that we will start teaching the 100 those 100 verses every class. 4 verses we will teach 20 minutes, and then 20 minutes we will do the explanation, and last 20 minutes after explanation, last 20 minutes we can ask them to ask any questions. And then
Very good. So first thing today, since you brought the topic, all of you repeat the first 100 verses in Bhagavad Gita, or 100 verses from where?
verses from Bhagavad Gita, the most important ones Sadashivji was saying.
Yeah, I was wondering 100 verses from Bhagavad Gita, 100 verses from Ramayana, or 100 verses from
Bhagavad
Krishna
Gita.
Karna, Bhagavad Gita. All right, Mala, since you brought it, all of you, if you know it, good. If not, by heart. The very first verse is very important. Go ahead. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre
धर्मक्षेत्रे
कुरुक्षेत्रे
samaveta yuyotsavaha
समवेतायुत्सवः
वेदायुत्सवः
mamakaha pandavaschaiva
मामका
पाण्डवाश्चैव
kima kurvata sanjaya.
कुर्वत सञ्जय
Repeat them. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre
धर्मक्षेत्रे
धर्मक्षेत्रे
कुरुक्षेत्रे
कुरुक्षेत्रे
samaveta yuyotsavaha
समवेतायुत्सवः
समवेतायुत्सवः
mamakaha pandavaschaiva
मामका
मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव
pandavaschaiva
पाण्डवा
पाण्डवाश्चैव
kima kurvata sanjaya.
किम
किम
कुर्वत
कुर्वत सञ्जय
That is the first verse. Then the next most important verse you should learn is the last verse of Bhagavad Gita. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna
यत्र
यत्र
योगे
योगेश्वर
कृष्ण
कृष्णो
Yatra Pardho Dhanurtharaha
यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः
Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhutihi
श्रीविजयो भूतिः
भूतिः
Dhruva Nitihi Matirmama.
ध्रुवा
नीति
मम
Repeat them. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna
यत्र
यत्र
योगे
योगेश्वर
कृष्णो
कृष्णो
Yatra Pardho Dhanurtharaha
तत्र
यत्र पार्थो
पार्थोदरः
धनुर्धरः
तत्र श्रीविजयो भूतिः
तत्र
तत्र
श्रीविजयो
श्रीविजयो भूतिः
ध्रुवा नीतिः मतिर्मम.
ध्रुवान्
ध्रुवा नीतिमतिर्मम
That is the last verse. We immediately for today learn two verses. One verse almost in the middle of Bhagavad Gita. Go ahead, Amma. Ananya chintayanto mam
अनन्या
अनन्या
चिन्तयन्तो
चिन्तयन्तो
माम्
मां
ye
ये
jana paryupasate
ये
ये
जना
जना पर्युपासते
तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां
tesham nityabhiyuktanam
तेषां
नित्याभियुक्तानां
Yogam Kshemam Vahamyaham.
योगं क्षेमं वहाम्यहम्
Ananya Chintayanto Mam
अनन्या चिन्तयन्तो
अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो
माम्
मां
ये
Ye
जना
Jana Paryupasate
ये
ये
जना
जना पर्युपासते
Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam
तेषां
तेषां
युक्तानां
नित्याभियुक्तानां
Yogam Kshemam Vahamyaham.
योगं
योगं क्षेमं
वहाम्यहम्
वहाम्यहम्
So that is the another verse in the center of Bhagavad Gita, which is a very important one. And another one almost at the end, not the last one, but almost at the end. Go ahead, Amma. Sarva Dharman Parityajya
सर्वधर्मान्
परित्यज्य
परित्यज्य
माम् एकं शरणं व्रज
माम्
माम् एकं शरणं व्रज
अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यो
अहं
अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यो
मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः
त्वामोक्षे
मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः।
उत्तम सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य
सर्वधर्मा
सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य
माम् एकं शरणं व्रज
माम्
माम्
एकं
एकं शरणं व्रज।
अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यो
अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यो
मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः
मोक्षे
मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः।
Narendra, these are the 4 verses for today. Go ahead, Amma. You want to know the meaning of these verses also?
Yes, Acharyaji.
Now, the first verse, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsavaha Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva Kima Kurvata Sanjaya. Hema, can you read it? Hema, are you there?
Yes, Acharyaji.
Can you read it? I just want to know
Uh,
pronounce properly.
Acharyaji, give me 1 minute, Acharyaji. I'll try to find it, Acharyaji.
Do you have a
Dharmakshetre Kuruksh.
Go ahead.
Dharma. I mean, this is from little memory I have from what we talked about. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre. One निमिष Acharyaji. Mananda Pirta Acharyaji. आयुयुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जयः
Sanjaya, no Sanjaya.
सञ्जय.
Good.
Thank you, Acharya. Sorry, Acharya.
Okay. Now, what the entire Bhagavad Gita starts with an inquiry from Dhritarashtra. This is actually Dhritarashtra Vacha. Dhritarashtra said this. What is he asking? His faithful minister, come friend, come chariot driver, is Sanjaya. His minister, friend, chariot driver, advisor is Sanjaya. So Dhritarashtra is asking, oh Sanjaya, my sons, 100 of them, headed by Duryodhana and Dushasana, and the Pandavas, 5 of them, headed by Yudhishthira, having assembled at the holy land, Dharma Kshetra, which is known as Kurukshetra. He is asking, what did they do? Because they both parties are eager to fight. Samaveta Yutsavaha Kim Akurvata. What did they do, Sanjaya? Because both sides are eager to fight. So when you are fighting, there is only one motive, eager to win. In Dhritarashtra's opinion, when he is asking this question, what did they do? Does it mean that Dhritarashtra doesn't know what they will do? But that is where our wishful thinking comes, namely, Sanjaya, by my asking you this question, what they are doing there, just don't tell me they are fighting. I am looking for an answer. Just make sure my son is going to win and Pandavas are going to lose. So he is trying to make plan after plan today. commander-in-chief. First day, Bhishma will go and attack the enemy ranks. So they have their own plans. In Dharma Kshetram, Dhritarashtra is expecting his son Duryodhana, who is evil personified, to win. How is it possible? How can evil win over virtuousness? Everybody knows Duryodhana is a very, very cruel person, a mind with a lot of criminal intent. But because he is a prince, nobody dared to oppose him. And what is Dhritarashtra expecting? Having assembled there in the Dharma Kshetram, where Dharma alone will prevail, Sanjaya, let me know, what are my children and those 5 Pandavas are doing? Doesn't Dhritarashtra know they are there to fight? What is the point in asking this question? Very simple. When Dhritarashtra asked this question, he is only looking for one answer. Sanjaya, even though I asked you what are my children and the Pandavas are doing, just tell me my children are going to win. That's all he is looking for. So how can he expect people who follow adharmam to win in a place where dharma alone triumphs? They are just doing wishful thinking. Even though it is a holy land, I still want my son, who is adharma personified, to win. If we can, Dhritarashtra saying, if we can do something and make sure my children are going to win, that's all I'm going to hear from you. Now, on one hand, the real culprit in Mahabharata is not even Duryodhana or Dushasana. The real culprit is actually Dhritarashtra. He pretends to be a very nice man, but does all sinful things. Everybody knows Duryodhana tried to poison the Pandavas. Everybody knows Duryodhana set fire to the place where they were living. Everybody knows Duryodhana cheated in the game of gambling. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that half the kingdom is to be given to the Pandavas, but they refused. Everybody knows war is inevitable, but he did not do anything. Now he is saying, I'm trembling, my mouth is getting dry. Can you please explain me, he says. Why my children cannot win in Kurukshetram? Even though it is Dharmakshetram, even though my son Duryodhana made all the mistakes, why can't he win? Visual thinking. So for this particular one, what is Sanjaya giving? Sanjaya is giving a very, very firm reply. My dear king, your interest in your children is very much appreciated. But you want to know the correct answer, final answer? Here is the final answer. And that final answer is given by Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra posed a question to Sanjaya. Now Sanjaya is ready now with his answer. That is chapter 18, verse number 78. Amma. chapter 18, verse number 78. What is Sanjaya's final reply? Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Srir Vijayo Bhutihi Dhruva Nitya Matirmama. Sanjaya gave a very emphatic reply. Namely, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Dhritarashtra, you wanted to know what your children and Pandavas are doing. Even though my son is very, very cruel or criminal in his mind, still I want my son to win is Dhritarashtra's request. And Sanjaya's answer, wherever there is the Supreme Lord Krishna, wherever the Supreme Lord Bhagavan Sri Krishna is there, because he is the Lord of Supreme Lord of Yoga, and Arjuna, the great warrior, the great archer, wielding the bow, Gandiva. Wherever the combination of these two are there, Sanjaya is saying, there will be fortune, there will be victory, there will be the wealth, and the never failing justice, greatest of the greatest morality. So that is what very firmly Sanjaya says. Dhritarashtra's question, having assembled in a great Kurukshetra field, which is a Dharmakshetra, what are my children and Pandavas doing? Now, having come and everybody got ready for the war, Sanjaya's final conclusion, wherever the Supreme Lord Bhagavan Sri Krishna is there, because he is the Lord of all yoga, wherever the great archer Arjuna is there, that is where all fortune is going to be, all opulence is going to be. That is where victory is going to be. That is where all wealth, all victory, all fortune, and never failing justice will be there. And Sanjaya says, Dhruva Nitihi Matir Mama. This is my firm conviction. When Dhritarashtra asked, what are my children and Pandavas are doing? His intention was, Sanjaya, give me an assurance. My son is going to win. That's what Dhritarashtra's wishful thinking. And what is the result from the analysis of Sanjaya? Wherever the Supreme Lord Krishna, the Lord of all yoga, he is the Supreme Lord of all yoga. And Arjuna, the greatest of the great archers. Wherever Krishna and Arjuna are there, that is the place where there will be all fortune. That is the place where there will be victory. That is where the wealth is all going to be. And great morality means whatever they do, they will never try to overstep. They will never try to hurt others. They will follow utmost morality. Their justice will never fail. That means indirectly, even though you are thinking your children are going to win, no way, Dhritarashtra, your children are not going to win. Krishna is on the side of Pandavas. Therefore, only Pandavas are going to win, not your children. And very firmly, Sanjaya gave the reply. But Dhritarashtra won't listen to good advice. He has his own ways of thinking. And the war continued. And 18 battalions on both sides have died. 18 battalions. A great loss. Even great heroes have failed. So the firm reply came from Sanjaya. Now in between, we have two more verses that we learned today. Namely, Ananyas mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogam kshemam vahamyaham. So everybody knows Pandavas will win because Krishna is there on their side. And everybody knows Kauravas cannot win because they only did injustice. They followed only adharmam. So second verse is Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Srid Vijayo Bhutihi Dhruva Nitya Matirmama. Go ahead, Ma. Any questions on these two chapters, on these two verses?
So, Swamiji, I have one question. So it starts with Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre. So was the place called Dharmakshetre before the war happened, or I thought it got the name Dharmakshetre because Dharma won after the war?
No. Even before, that is the most famous place where all the Mahatmas used to meet and all. Therefore, Sanjaya was very emphatic. Your sons are not going to win because they don't have Krishna on their side. And if somebody wants to be in the good books of Bhagavan, we should follow every word Bhagavad says. When we follow every word of Bhagavan, then only we are guaranteed salvation. So, Mahatmas know wherever there is Krishna, that side is going to win. In spite of that, Krishna did his duty, having come for mediation and begging even for 5 villages for the 5 Pandavas. But as everybody has their own way, Duryodhana had his own way, Dhritarashtra had his own way, and they had a miserable death. Go ahead, Amma. Go ahead, sir. Any other? Can we go to the next verse, or you want to have some questions?
Sriman Narayana Acharyaji Adi Nitya. Acharyaji, in this
Yeah.
952, Acharyaji mentioned Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, right, Acharyaji? This Ananyas Chintayanto Mam is only Pativrata Bhakti, or within this Pativrata Bhakti, we shouldn't, our mind shouldn't get deviated other than Lord or his service, Acharya service.
The mind is always deviating, Amma. Very difficult to control the mind. So what all we can do is follow the example of Mahatmas and try to do our dharma. There is no way we can do anything without Krishna's Paripurna Kataksham. Is that clear to you, Ma?
Yes, Acharyaji. Thank you, Acharyaji.
Emma, go ahead on my next question, or shall we go to the next verse?
So, Swamiji, I have one more question. So, you said nothing can happen without Krishna's Paripurna Kataksham. Na, after the Sharanagati, I know everything that we do is we are offering. I mean, it's all Krishna Samarpanam, right? That's how we think and we do act as well. So in that, can mistakes happen, or is everything, because everything is again surrendered back to Krishna? So how do we take this, every action of ours, any decisions are of ours?
Only when positive things are there happening, we should give that credit to Lord Krishna. These positive things have happened because of the mercy of Krishna. Whereas when negative things are happening, we should blame ourselves. That means we try to misuse. We try to misuse our freedom, and we are getting into trouble. Therefore, a person who has absolute faith in Krishna will not do anything other than what Krishna wanted them to do. Oh, Krishna doesn't speak to me. No problem. Krishna has spoken to his pure devotees. You follow their example. Go ahead, Ma. Hey, Ma, no questions, Ma. Now, we'll go to the next verse, Ma. Ananyashchintayanto mam ye janaha paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham. So in this verse, Ananyashchintayanto mam, Bhagavan Krishna says there are some devotees who are prepared to leave everything for my sake. So, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, no
அது
other
உள்து
thought
ஃபிக்ஸ்
process
பண்ணியாச்சா?
than Krishna.
பட் தட் இன்சைடு
So,
அது அப்புறம்
Ananyas
எடுத்து பண்ணிடலாம்.
Chintayanto Mam is other full Chintana. There are some devotees who have nothing to do other than just think of Krishna, worship Krishna. If you are having the exclusive devotion to Krishna, it can be anybody. Padma, can you mute your phone, Amma? Padma, can you mute your phone? Okay, Ma. So, ye janaha, no questions asked who you are. Anyone for that matter. If you do that, Sharanagati, no other Chintana, Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam. Whatever is there needed for them. Their yogam and kshemam. Yogam, providing what they don't have. Kshemam, protecting what they already have. They are completely looked after by Bhagavan Sri Krishna. You don't have to worry about anything. Krishna says that Ananya Chintana is the most important one. No other Chintana. Always in your mind you are thinking of Krishna, 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 Krishna only. So, if you have that kind of a single-minded focus on Krishna and Krishna only, it can be anybody. That devotion to Krishna should be pure love, and that the devotees are craving how to get eternal union with the Lord. For all such devotees, Bhagavan Krishna says, their yogam and kshemam, their prosperity and their welfare. Yogam, prosperity. Krishna will give you what you don't have. Kshemam, Krishna will protect what you already have. What else you need? Krishna says, Ananyashyantayanto mami ye janaha. No questions asked that he will prefer only Brahmins, that he will not prefer non-Brahmins. No, no, no. Every devotee is the same to him. And for them, whatever is needed eternally, I will grant them. Nitya Bhayuktana, one which is appropriate. The best thing that is appropriate is Sharanagati and going to Vaikuntham and enjoying the divine bliss, Brahmanandam. Yogam Kshemam Vahamyam. Material sense, you don't have money. Krishna will give you money, he says. You don't have a popular way of living, Krishna will give you a popular way of living. You don't have a house, Krishna will give you. You already have a house, Krishna will protect. You have no children, Santana Yogam, Krishna will give you. You already have children, Krishna will protect them. So, Yogam, giving you what they don't have. Kshemam, protecting what they already have. Vahana Yogam, you don't have a car, Krishna says he will provide. You already have a car, Kshemam. Krishna will make sure that you will not end up in a bad accident in that. Santana Yogam, you don't have children. Krishna says he will give you children. You already have children. Krishna says he will protect them. So these are the 4 verses. As long as we can maintain that Pativrata Bhakti, absolutely we will not have any problem. Giving you what you don't have, giving a house if you don't have, protecting the house what if you already have, giving you a car if you don't have vehicle, protecting you in that car is also Krishna's job, Shema. You don't have children, giving you children is Krishna's responsibility. You already have children, protecting them is Krishna's responsibility. So there is nothing that we should be worried about. Once you do the Sharanagati. Go ahead, Amma. Hello, what can I do for you? I taught you 4 verses for today.
Sriman Narayana Swamiji, I have a question, Swamiji.
Go ahead.
When we are doing prayer to Krishna, Swamiji, I heard we can offer anything to him.
You can also.
We can offer anything to him during the prayer, but it seems whatever we offer should have one of the 4 elements. Is that true, Swamiji? The 4 elements were mentioned
Put
to
it in a
him.
different way. Whatever you offer must be pure and that is permitted. And
Okay.
whatever you use must be only what you offer. These are the 2 basic requirements of spiritual life. Rest of them, no. The only thing that matters is whether you have that Sharanagati. Ananyas Chintayantoma. Krishna is not looking for anything else. Is that clear, Amma?
Yes, Swamiji.
Swamiji, one question I have.
Yeah.
Krishna is looking for nothing, but then isn't that like no action? Can you just not do any actions and only think about Krishna?
You don't know how difficult it is to focus on Krishna. You have that one thing, you have everything. You don't have that one thing, you have nothing. So it is your choice how you want to lead your life. You can live a life completely surrendered to Krishna. You can live a life without surrendering and have your own way and keep on taking birth after birth after birth. And in between birth and death, some more problems. And after death, going to hell or going to Swargam, again going through Garbhanarakam. So these are all the practical problems. Solution, Sharanagati. You don't have to take another birth. Sanjay will explain. Go ahead, Amma.
Narayana, Narayana, Acharyaji, I have a question.
Go ahead, Amma. You keep
This,
asking, Amma.
the Saligrama Aradhana, right? It cannot be done by ladies.
Ladies, yes.
Yeah, why do they say like that?
Salagramas are the shilas available in the river Gandaki in Nepal. Legend is, once upon a time, there was a demon by name Jalandhara. He had a great wife, Brunda. That Brunda is a great devotee of Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. But Jalandhara is dead against Lord Sriman Narayana. He took away all the vigrahas, other paraphernalia that Brunda was using and dumped them in the ocean. But Brunda did not question. She was still worshipping Sriman Narayana in her own heart. And the atrocities of Jalandhara became unbearable. So Bhagavan came to fight with Jalandhara. But his wife Brunda was there in meditation. And when the wife is there in meditation, even Bhagavan could not kill Jalandhara. So Bhagavan has to thought that how to disturb the meditation of Brunda so that Jalandhara can be killed. Narayana disguised himself as the husband of Brunda, as Jalandhara, and was walking towards Brunda in the palace. On one side, Narayana was doing the fighting with Jalandhara, who is not dying, and here Bhagavan disguising himself as Jalandhara and coming to Brunda. Brunda was closing her eyes and she was meditating. In her meditation, she could easily see that somebody is approaching her and that somebody is not her husband, someone else dressed as her husband. That's all she could guess. If that person walking towards her will take one more step, he'll be touching Brunda. Brunda immediately pronounced a curse. Whomsoever you may be, you are not my husband. You are trying to approach me in the disguise of my husband. You touch me, you will become a stone. Devatas can take any form, but when they touch a woman, they will get their original form. So here, Bhagavan Sriman Narayana touched her and she cursed. Immediately, Bhagavan Narayana got his original form, not as Jalandhara, and he became a stone. And because she cursed, Vrinda's meditation got disturbed, and her meditation got disturbed, so Narayana could kill Jalandhara. Everything happened in 1 second. Vrinda's meditation got disturbed. She opened her eyes and she was crying and crying. Swami, what is this? Why did you come to me disguising as my husband? And how come I cursed my own Lord? How can I overcome this sin of cursing my own Lord? Well, to make it a long story short, Sriman Narayana said, it is not your fault. In Kali Yuga, people cannot worship me in the deity form. So I wanted to become a Shila, Salagrama Shila, so that Salagrama Shilas have less restrictions. No Pratishta needed. So who can change me into a Shila? My own devotees. So I preferred you to curse me. It is my will. I wanted to be the Salagrama Shilas. But Brunda begged Narayana, but how can I overcome this sin of cursing you? He said, don't worry, next time, this is your Brunda. You become the god and Brindavan. In Krishna Avatara, I'll come and wander there. The dust from my feet will be falling over you, all over you. and you get purified. Brunda said, I don't take it as the correct way because what did I do to wash off my sin? It is your mercy you are walking and giving me the blessings of the dust from your feet. But what did I do? Then Bhagavan said, you become a tulsi plant and devotees will bring tulsi and keep on putting at my feet, Keshvaya Namaha, Narayana Namaha. So when people are offering tulsi, you are coming and falling at my feet. So as you keep on falling at my feet, as devotees are offering tulsi to me in worship, you will wash off all your sins. Brunda said, what is it that I did there? It is the devotees who are bringing the tulsi and offering at your feet. Tell me a way out. How can I wash off my sin? So Narayana thought for a moment and said, what did you tell me? Don't touch me. So the punishment for you to wash off your sin, there is no sin, but if you feel there is sin, and if the punishment for washing off your sin is you also don't touch me. So from that time, womanhood personified will not touch the Salagrama Shilas, only menfolk will do the Aradhana. So that's how we know Brunda became Tulasi. So that's why ladies don't worship, because they accepted for the condition. What Brunda said, since you said you don't touch me, I'm telling you, you also don't touch me. So that's how the tradition has grown.
Sriman Narayana Acharyaji, Adiyan Nitya. How
Yeah,
long punishment for women, Acharya?
just 1 second, just 1 second.
Sriman Narayana Acharyaji, how long this punishment is for women, Acharyaji? Is it until Kali Yuga or is it forever, Acharyaji?
There is nothing as how long it is there. There is nothing as how long, Amma. They are all eternal rules.
Thank you, Acharyaji.
You don't have to worry, Amma. Suppose your husband does the Aradhana, you can have the Tirtham.
Yeah.
There is nothing that, unless you do it personally. Bhagavan has given some kind of a distribution of work. Think that it is distributed in such a way that everybody will get the benefit.
Thank you, Acharyaji.
You prepare the necessary things for the puja, your husband does the puja, but you also get the same benefit. Except that you don't touch. And when menfolk are not around, ladies are not supposed to touch salagramas or do abhishekam. But only without touching they can offer. For touching and offering and doing the abhishekam, only menfolk should do.
Thank you, Acharyaji.
So, go ahead, Amma. Anything else I can help you? Emma, no questions, Amma. All right, Amma. Next, I'll try to add 4 more verses and try to send you the file. Tomorrow also we'll try to. Tomorrow we have, I think, Santana Goparishna home at 11 o'clock. So I may not be able to join tomorrow at 11 o'clock. But we'll again try to do from next Saturday and Sunday. Narayana.
Vedanta Deshpata from Srirangana.
Surya Kripa Vishiktam Shri Ranganath